Hi, welcome to Beginning Ukulele 1A. Today we're going to do the practice sheet exercise for the F chord and the C7 chord. Okay, at this time what you want to do is you want to pause the tutorial and you want to go ahead and get your practice sheet. The top of the practice sheet says FC7 practice. That's been provided to you via email. So go ahead and pause the tutorial and go ahead and grab that practice sheet, and then we'll get started in a few seconds. Okay, so you got your practice sheet. Now you notice there's 5 lines on the practice sheet that we're going to practice. I wrote the first 2 lines on the board so we can make sure that we have the same practice sheet that we're going to do together. If you notice on the first line you have F, 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 C7. That's 3 Fs and a C7 on your very first line. Your second line you have a C7, F, F, C7. That's for your second line. And then you have 5 lines total, and once again we're going to be going through most of these lines together. Now before we start, let's check our tuning. G, C, E, A. Make sure that your ukulele is in tune before we start. If need be, please tune up your ukulele with your tuner. Pause the tutorial, do that, and come on back. Okay, if need be, you can also find the F chord on page 14 in your music book. The C7 chord is not provided in your music book, but we went over that in the previous tutorial, and it's also located on your chord chart that's been made available to you, so please review that. Now before we start this exercise, I want to encourage you folks to do your chord cog exercise before you start. More so for the F chord if you're having just a little bit of difficulty making the F chord. The C7 chord should be pretty easy. It's just the first finger on that first string, first fret. So what I want to suggest you do is go ahead and pause the tutorial, take about a minute, maybe a minute and a half, and do your chord cog exercise. Make sure you can do the F and C7 chords comfortably, make those chord changes, and then we'll get started here in about a second. Okay, so you all did your exercises. We're going to get it started. We're going to give a 4 count. Go ahead and take a few seconds to get your dampening strum exercise and to find your strum zone, just to check. Looking at the chords and making sure that you can switch from F to C7 with no problem and back to F. Okay, we're going to do all downward strums. I'm going to give a 4 count, and then we're going to do the first line, just the first line. Okay, so just this line over here, just your first line, F, 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 and C7. Here we go. 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. C7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop. Good. Now we're going to do the first 2 lines. Okay, the first 2 lines written on the board. First 2 lines are on your paper. Same. Well, just we're going to take the speed about the same, maybe just a little bit slower. Okay. So right now, if the change from the F to the C7 was a little difficult, you want to pause the tutorial, do your chord cog exercise between F and C7, because as you see in the next 2 lines, well, the first line and the second line, you're going to see that you got some changes between your F and your C7, and you want to be able to do that. Okay, and it's really very easy. You're just basically dropping down from the F position straight down to make that C7, and think of yourself just coming back up 1 string with your first finger and throwing up that second finger on the top back to the F position. So it's really pretty easy. Okay, but if need be, go ahead and do your exercise, chord cog exercise, to get you ready, and we'll get started in a second. Okay, so you're ready now, and we're going to do the first 2 lines. Take a speed just a little bit slower, not much slower. Here we go. 4 count, doing the first 2 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. C7, 2, 3, 4. C7, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. C7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop. Good. Okay. So we did the first 2 lines. Now, here we go. We're going to do something more challenging. We're going to do the first 3 lines, okay? The first 3 lines. Now, I don't have that written here, so you're going to have to follow your music sheet. About the same speed, we're going to do the first 3 lines. The first 3 lines. So, here we go. Starting with an F, about the same speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. C7, 1, 2, 3, 4. C7, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. C7, 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. C7, 2, 3, 4. C7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop. Okay, good. So we just did the first 3 lines so far, okay? The first 3 lines. Now we're gonna do the first 4 lines, okay? The first 4 lines. Now, if you're having a little difficulty with the changes, you need to pause the tutorial here, go back and try those lines again, either with me by backing up the tutorial or by yourself. You know, keeping a count with yourself, making sure you're tapping your foot. But if you're finding that not too bad, not too difficult, we're moving on and we're going to do all 4 lines. Okay? Once again, if you're having a little difficulty, you want to pause the tutorial and try it on your own, or back up the tutorial and try it again with me. Okay? So here we go. Now we're going to do all 4 lines. The first 4 lines. We're not doing 5 lines. We're doing the first 4 lines. Here we go. Same count. Make sure you tap your foot. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. C7, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. C7, 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 1, 2, 3, 4. C7, 1, 2, 3, 4. 7, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4. C7, 1, 2, 3, 4. F, 1, 2, 3, 4. 7, 2, 3, 4. And stop. Good. So those are the first 4 lines. Now, if that wasn't too bad, it wasn't too difficult, go ahead and do all 5 lines by yourself, making sure that you tap your foot to keep time. Okay. Now, if you found at any point, if you found it difficult, you need to pause the tutorial and work out the previous line. So wherever you found it difficult, you need to do your chord calc exercise first and back up tutorial and try it again where you had a little difficulty with some chord changes. Okay. And then give that a try. Once you can do all 5 lines by yourself and you're reasonably comfortable, then, well, you're ready for the next lesson, move on, and then we shall see you there.